Hello. Dark 30 Outdoors. How you doing, bud? Long time no see. What you been up to? I just got off work. I mean, literally, I came home and I did a report and I turned this on. I have not even eaten supper. That's how this day's gone. Joe Morgan, how you doing, buddy? Getting ready for spring, huh? Well, spring has sprung here. It was almost 80 degrees. I'm waiting on turkey season. This month, 21 days. 21 days, March 22nd. Hey, Cody, driving but listening. All right, buddy, appreciate it. Yeah, I got to get on the fish here in a little bit. My next day off is Saturday, and I think I'm going to be busy with my grandson, so I won't be able to go that day. But I'm hoping one day, week after that. And El Ghost Wolf, how you doing? Opening spring turkey season here in South Carolina. Yeah, that'll be for private lands and what we have game zone 3 and 4. Private land only. Oh, really, Joe? Yeah, I went into a gun store today on my way home. Stopped in there real quick. I was looking for some 16 gauge. Couldn't find any. They had very little 12 gauge shells. Oh, you thought it was my 75th birthday. Appreciate that, buddy. I still got about 20 years for that, just to let you know. I'll tell you what, if I'm 75 and still on YouTube, that'll be awesome. Miss Mud Tramp, Becca, how you doing? Joe's turning 32 this week. Well, Joe, happy birthday. Hey, man, we can pick on each other. I ain't got no problem with it. I always tell everybody, if I don't pick on you, that means I don't like you. W6, how you doing, brother? Well, we doing good. I just got home from work. I've been home for about 45 minutes. David, how you doing, buddy? Weather's finally warming up. Yeah, it was almost 80 degrees here today. I'm starting to get primed up for catching some fish and turkey season. Yeah, I'm out. I mean, I have maybe a couple of 3 boxes of lead reloads for dove season next year, but that is it. You just got home? Yeah, I did too, man. I ain't been home about 45 minutes. I came home, walked in, did a report real quick, and got this turned on. Hey, Dukes, how you doing? Did you get all that burning done, Dukes? I know you were asking me the other day. I don't know if you got my text, but you were asking me if I could see it. I was on the other end of the swamp. I was in the trees, so I couldn't have seen anything. But I was on way on the other end. I thank you, Miss Becca. You just do your thing, girl. You reported into your wife. Just getting back from baseball practice, burned over 100 acres. Okay. You know, Ghost Wolf, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna laugh at that because over the weekend, over the past few weekends, when the duck season ended, I had to clean out my shed. I had an issue with mice in my shed, so I actually found another rod and reel. It was a fly rod of mine that I had in the shed and forgot I had it in there, and so I brought brought it in the other day. But yeah, I got bass rods, fly rods, spinning rods, crappie rods. Dark 30's pushing to get 500. All right. Hey man, I tell you what. Um, I got up to 970, and I guess YouTube has decided to thin the herd because now I'm back down to 941, 942, something like that. What's my favorite rod to use? Well, if I'm assuming for bass fishing, um, I got a 7 footer back there that I like. I do a lot. I love the top water fish. Um, I love the top water fish. So I have a 7 footer of medium action that I use for top water baits. If I'm fishing a worm, um, it depends on how I'm fishing it. If I'm fishing like a Cinco or something, I got a 7 foot spinning rod that I like to use. Um, I do have a little 5'6" rod back there that I use. A little 5'6" bait caster back there that I like to use when I'm up in the swamp because it's short and I can cast up under the trees. And I got a little uh, 6 foot spinning rod that I can skip baits up under the trees. Hey Kyle, put up what's your number now? What's your sub? Excuse me, your excuse me, your supporter number. What's that number? Go ahead and post it up. Has the Binkman Bunch made it in today? Duckalope, how you doing, Chris? I'm sorry I didn't see you come in, brother. $461. Okay. All right. Well, guys, if y'all don't have Dark 30 Outdoors, $469. Okay. If you don't have Dark 30 Outdoors, go take a look at his channel. He has helped me out on a lot of things. He's a good guy. I like watching his stuff. And offline, he has helped me on some things. So you're still stuck at 200 W6. All right, we got to get you up too. I'm still trying to hit the magic number, man. And I tell you, it's killing me. I get like 3 or 4, and then I lose 5 or 6. Tom Keltich, how you doing, bud? Tom, I promise you, man, if you'd have done a Euro skull mount on that on that on that mouse, that'd have been awesome. W6, I think that was a blessing. It was a blessing. And listen, I got a whole big jump, and yes, I'm grateful for the jump. But I think that a lot of people that are not watching, they're just not watching it, and I'm losing them. I'll gain some, and I'll lose them quick. Mark J. Larson's in the house. How you doing, bud? 80K Outdoorsman. How you doing, bud? It's been a while. Raymond Williams in the house. How you doing? Well, thanks, Mark. Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully gravity will take it and I can get this little curl out. But I wanna get it down, man. I'm gonna let it drag down. Well, let's see here. What's going on with me? Yeah, Tom, I saw that today, man. You knocked a bunch of it out. You look like you still look like Yukon Cornelius, but in the yuppie version. Well, let's see what went on. Let's see what went on today. Live in Minnesota. Are you here? If he came in, I didn't see him. Oh, there he is. Duck hunters have to have. Yeah, it's prerequisite, I think. Let's see here. I do, man. I brush it out. I use a hot comb. I oil it, hot comb, wax it, or not wax, but balm in the mornings, and I'll take a shower at night and oil it again and comb it out, and then put some butter in it, the beard butter. But anyway, the weight situation, I am stuck. I am stuck at 280 right now. I gained a few pounds, and I'm trying to get it back off, but right now I'm still stuck at 280. I may have to make another tea run here in a minute. Everybody's saying hey to everybody. Awesome. Well, I did get a haircut though. I mean, I cut it back. They was still at 285. Well, let's see here. How was my watch hours? Last time I checked, Kyle, I was probably about 900 hours away. I was just under. It was just under that. For it was like 3,900 and some change. Tom, I think that's everybody's hoping their next video will do good. You've been giving yourself the COVID haircuts, dude. I walked in to get a haircut, and I'm just gonna be straight up with you guys. Um, I hate wearing a mask. I despise it. And hurry back, Motramp. I actually despise wearing a mask. I have been wearing one of these neck gaiters, and you can pull up when I go into certain places. And they would not cut. I had that on, and I went in. They wouldn't cut my hair because it covers from here all the way around. So I went and got a regular surgical mask. And I'm not trying to be gross here or anything, but I put that surgical mask on and I have this big beard and I look like a 1970s female bikini model. I mean, the hair was going everywhere. Tom, that's what I did over the weekend. I did that. I did some summer box cleaning. Well, Raymond got a kick out of it, but it did, man. It looked bad, dude. I mean, hair was coming out everywhere. I mean, you can imagine a little mass and hair all over the place. Um, don't wear nothing on your ugly face. But over the weekend, I actually filmed 3 different videos. 3 different. That's how busy I was. Because I've been working 7-8 days in a row. Yeah, well, I don't live there, and he don't run my life. That I just straight up. And even if I did live up there, I still wouldn't. I still wouldn't. I got too much red neck in me. But yeah, I did 3 videos. They'll be coming out. I only put one a week out, so it'll be coming out one of them will be coming out Wednesday, and then the following Wednesday, and then of course the following Wednesday, and hopefully by then I can start doing some other stuff, some fishing and stuff in between. Oh, that's awesome, Ghost. It's Charlie, right? That's your Charlie, right? Am I correct on that? Yeah, we did a little scouting. Saturday, um, a buddy of mine finally showed up late in the afternoon, and we started working on some wood duck boxes. M&A Outfitters, how you doing, man? Glad you came in. Yep. Okay. Appreciate it, Charlie. But we after I did these other two videos, and we went and did some wood duck boxes, and then after I finished that up, I went and did a little scouting. We got some high water up in the swamp, and I went to some places I haven't seen in a long, long time, and I found some beautiful places to hunt, and I had a couple of turkeys gobbling up in there. So when the public season comes in on, I think it's April 1st, I'll be heading up there for turkeys. But W6, I've done a few shorts on here, and they've done okay. I got one this. I actually did one on the way home tonight. I may post it up later just for the heck of it. I tell you what, I have never fall turkey hunted. I would like to try that, but spring turkey hunting and they're gobbling. Oh my goodness, it'll light up the world, man. The whole swamp just comes alive. Had a couple days in the man, ADK. We have been in the high 70s and early low 80s. Shiner, I didn't even know you were here, man. All right, man, we'll get something good. Yeah, that gobble is awesome, buddy. Right strapping. How you doing? Happy birthday too, by the way. Gobble gobble boom. Do the old turkey flop. I went. I got a little piece of private land that I can hunt, and I called the owners up the other day and asked them how everything was looking, and they're still under. The whole property is still underwater right now. So I don't know where I'm going to be. Um, I don't know where I'm going to be on the when it opens up on the 22nd. That's awesome, living. Yeah, I got one I'm gonna be putting out here shortly. I got one ahead of it. I got to put out before the wood duck boxes go out, but I'll be putting it out shortly. Oh, who'd I miss? Evans Catfish. Is he in here? Did I miss him? Yeah, Chris. Let's see if I can find it. The Binknell Bunch. Everybody knows who they are. Um, let's see if I can find it. If y'all can see this. All right, so I don't know if you can see that, but that's the Binknell Bunch. That's Jay's. That's where he works at, I believe. right there. You can see where the water is. That's where he works, that building right there. And he's in Kentucky. Lee Evans Catfish. I am in South Carolina. Welcome back, Becca. Jacob Guptil. Hope I pronounced that right. Well, welcome. Yeah, he can fish from the office, that's for sure. After Five's co-pilot here. Okay. You won't hold that against me? Well, I would be coming to Kentucky in April. Get that double watch hour. Okay. All right. I got you now. M&A, I'm in a small town called Sumter, right in the middle. Are you familiar with South Carolina? Where are you from, M&A? You may have said, I just missed it. The chat was going to go on. Beretta A300 or the M&K. How you doing, man? Welcome. Beretta A300 or the Frankie. I would say, if you're asking which one I like the best, probably the Beretta. Yeah, the post office doesn't know where I'm at. That's for sure. We used to have some very excellent duck hunting here, Lee. I mean, a bunch. It used to be sweet when I was growing up, but there's been a lot of issues. Let's see here. Colette Fry. Oh Lord, look who's in the house. Colette Fry's here. Hey, no problems, M&K. All right, chat got away from me a little bit. Hang on. I can't. M&A, are you from South Carolina? If you said, I missed it, man. This chat kind of got away from me. Frank and Dana's in the house. All right, I got both of them. How y'all doing? You good? Okay. No, but as far as duck hunting, we used to have some really good. When I was growing up, we had some of the best duck hunting in the world. And okay, you got family there, but you're from Maryland. Okay. And a whole lot of things have happened. I mean, I could literally spend 3 hours just talking about. Hey, not a problem, Charlie. You take care. I understand about that final editing. You take care of yourself, and thanks for coming in, man. Guys, if you haven't already, please do me a favor and hit that big thumbs up for me. But we used to have some really good duck hunting here, and it's just gone downhill. All right, David, not a problem, buddy. I appreciate you coming in. Just hit that thumbs up button for me. And guys, if y'all are in need of a duck call lanyard or a turkey tote or a duck strap or anything that can be made out of paracord, flatwood lanyards, you can get them on Facebook. If you can't remember, just go down to one of my videos and look down in the description, and they're there in the description on some of my regular videos. M&A, you're right. It actually stinks. Last year was not this last duck season, but the year before, the 2019-2020, was the worst duck season I ever had in 48 years of duck hunting. And last year came in second place to it. It was nuts. Oh yeah, that's right, David. Y'all have if y'all go on their Facebook page, Flatwood Lanyards Facebook page, they do kids drawings as well. So y'all go ahead and take a look at it. Houston Taylor, welcome. That is one of the reasons. One of our biggest reasons. Now you have to understand, and Houston, I'm assuming that you're from South Carolina, and you know the Santee lakes, Lake Mary and Lake Moultrie. Well, you have to remember something. These lakes were built in the 1930s, and we had oak trees that were flooded, and they were producing acorns, which we all know ducks love. There was natural grasses that was flooding, so we had all this food and stuff from them. Well, you keep a tree in the water long enough. If you don't have drawdowns, you keep a tree in the water, it's gonna die. You're from Lexington, okay? So you're gonna keep a tree in the water. It's gonna die. I mean, it just cannot stay in the water that long. I mean, we're talking 70 some odd years. So anyway, so the natural grasses and stuff, weren't growing like they were. We did get an influx of hydrilla. Now, I love hydrilla. I really do. It brought in a lot of other ducks. When I say other ducks, other than mallards, it brought a lot of gabbal, a lot of widgeon, a lot of divers. Your canvasbacks, redheads, bluebills, ringnecks. But hydrilla is an invasive species, and it can clog up the waterways, and it can, there's more than just duck hunters that use that lake, and we have to remember that. So you have kayakers, you have bird watchers, you have fishermen, and then they started dumping. They started putting a lot of carp in to control this grass. Well, I think that they put in too much, and it just ate all the natural grasses. Now there's, all right, Mark, not a problem. Oh, no worries, man. Okay, you're back. You would think this channel is about ducks or something. Yeah, it's a little bit about ducks. We're gonna talk about anything in the world tonight, just about. But so yeah, the grasses, the hydrilla. Now there are some native vegetation. It's good SAV that's there, but it's just not enough. And we just need more. And I'm not a biologist. I don't claim to be a biologist. Um, but we do need um, a lot more food for them. I mean, there's a little bit, but not enough to sustain what could come down here. Habitat and weather is big issues. I've said it once. All right, live in Minnesota. You take care of yourself. Thanks for coming in, buddy. I've said it once. I'll say it again. I'll say it 1,000 times. Ducks need 3 things. Duck hunters need 4 things. Ducks need food, water, and rest. That's what they need. That's all they need. If they've got food, they got open water, and they can rest, they ain't going nowhere. What we need as duck hunters is when the ducks get here, we need food, we need water, we've got to give the ducks rest, and we need weather, because weather is going to be the push. Now, I have killed ducks in 70-degree weather. And I've not just done it in the Atlantic flyway, I've done it in the Mississippi flyway, and I've done it in the Central flyway. I have been down in Texas, down in Matagorda Bay, and shot pintails in short sleeves. They had food, water. They really didn't need the weather. We had a lot more ducks. Owls Outdoors, how you doing? Welcome. Weather does play a big part, but I have shot ducks when we have not had weather. Weather is what's going to push them, and as long as they can get the food, as long as they can get the open water, a duck, if it's froze up, let's take the Atlantic flyway for example, and let's just say that one year Maryland just flat out freezes up. Well, if the ducks can still get to the food on the ice, they can fly 70, 80 miles south to open water and then fly back north. You got what I'm saying? So, I mean, in their migration, yeah, the bulk of them move south, but there's nothing for them to do a reverse migration and head back. And that's what they call it, but I still call it a migration because they're going north, south, east, and west, and it's nothing for them to do that. Yeah, a lot of pressure. A lot of guys that don't know, that they think they know how to duck hunt, and they don't. It's a fad to them, and they go out there and they're shooting at everything and anything. Al, no worries, brother. No worries whatsoever. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I can sit here and talk ducks all day long. Yep, the snow and ice line is a huge factor. Like I said, I mean, if it's snowing and iced up in Maryland, in Virginia or North Carolina is open, they're going to stop right there. If they got food, water, and rest, they'll stop right there. Oh yeah, you'll have the ducks that do push further down. In my area, you only met two other duck hunters. I didn't know if ducks were even know hunting them as Oh, goodness. Well, let's see here. I do love this time of year, though. When I'm looking for hunting clothes, they all go on sale. Yeah. Wild Man's in the house. What's going on, little brother? Ducks and geese have been staying in New York in recent years. Yeah, they just have not. We just haven't had the weather to push them. Push hardly anything. I mean, 4 years ago, I mean, I was shooting blue wing teal in January, and that's, I mean, and yeah, no problem there. W6, welcome back. You have a lot of geese, and the season's over. Yeah, they are. That's the way it happens, man. They always show up as soon as the season ends. I think they got little calendars. All the ice is melting. You're absolutely covered up with ducks. It's crazy. Hey guys, if I miss a comment, I apologize. Just to let y'all know straight up, the geese are starting to come back here already. You're starting to see them coming back, so they're coming back. Okay. Well, thanks a lot, Colette. Well, that's why I gave my channel the name Daddy Duck 365, because I think about ducks 365 days a year. We don't get enough. We have some resident geese here, but trying to pattern them, for me, it's just not even worth it. If I could get up there to where y'all are at, I'd probably get into a lot more. I'd probably get into a lot more goose hunting than I am, but um, geese where I'm at is more of an opportunity kind of thing. If you got some Houston Taylor, I think swapping refuge sites every 5 6 could help birds moving since they imprint on this. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that personally. Um, I do believe in the refuge systems. I tell you though, a lot of refuges allow you to. They have special hunts for like deer and hogs, and some even for turkeys. Um, and I wouldn't be too opposed, depending on how it was set up. But I probably wouldn't be too opposed to having um, special hunts, a draw hunt, not every day, maybe once every so often, to be able to hunt the refuges, but it has to be highly regulated, which we have enough regulations as it is when it comes to duck hunting. But I wouldn't be too opposed to that. But um, I mean, it's kind of like mixed feelings. I want the ducks to have rest. I mean, that's one thing. But does M&K have your number? I don't know if they have my number or not. I don't know if Mike does or not. Yeah, WC. I wouldn't, maybe started off kind of like and not just because I'm a veteran, but maybe have a veterans hunt, something like that. You don't really want to shoot them. Indicate, no, you don't have my number. Okay. Let's see here. If I can find it. M&K, you will now. Yeah, we had M&A. We had our, and I'm blah, 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 blah. Here I am trying to talk. Can't even talk tonight. M&A. There we go. We had our very first veterans hunt this year as well. We had February 6th and February 13th. M&K, you got it now. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kids and veterans for sure. I mean, if they did something like that, maybe let's see, 2, 4, 6, maybe 6 to 8 hunts, maybe. Okay, I think that would started off something like that. I wouldn't be too opposed to that, but it had to be a draw hunt. So it had to be, and it had to be a draw hunt. But they're doing let's see here, Houston Taylor. They're doing some good planning on our refuges down here at Santee now. So I'm hoping. Okay, buddy. All right, M&A, not a problem. Yeah, give me a holler. I lost my train of thought now. Oh, the refuges. Okay, so they're doing some good planting. Um, they've started planting rice in on the refuges. I'm hoping that they continue it. Um, a lot of good food there. A lot of, especially when you the farther south you get in the flyways, and that's all the flyways. You want more invertebrates. You want more invertebrates than you do grain. Not yeah, ducks eat corn, ducks eat rice. Got it. They eat soybeans. I got it. But they need more invertebrates. Dutch, how you doing? So they need more invertebrates because they need that protein. The hens need that protein. So when they head back north to the breeding grounds and the nesting areas, they can have a healthy brood, and that's what we want. And the invertebrates are always hanging around vegetation. So if you've got hydrilla or you've got um, the different types of lily pads like water shield, even sawgrass or cut grass or marsh grass, um, then places in grassy areas or vegetative areas, that's where you're gonna find your all your invertebrates. Your little bugs and your freshwater shrimp and your small little minnows and snails and crustaceans and all that stuff. That's where you're gonna find, and that's the food they're looking for when the farther south they go, so they can get that protein. So when they head back north, to wherever their nesting areas are, they can have a healthy brood. And that's why we need vegetation. That's why we need more vegetation. I can't stress it enough. I'm surprised W6 at Missouri doesn't do more. I mean, even bad vegetation like alligator grass and all that stuff is still, even water hyacinth is still going to have some type of invertebrates around it. You know, they don't eat it, they don't eat that plant, but they can get the invertebrates off of it. Oh, black ducks. Oh, it's my favorite duck. It's my favorite duck. I'll put it to you like this: we used to see when I was a kid, we used to see black ducks all over. I mean, it was unbelievable, man. But black ducks are my favorite. M&A, I have about, I don't know, 7, maybe 8. Let me see if I can find one real quick. 7 or 8 hand carved cork decoys in the black duck that I am waiting and have been waiting to, so I could go on a really good black duck hunt. Hold on, let me see if I can find one real quick. Oh, here we go. I don't know how well you can see that. But that's my black duck decoys. And they're all hand carved. I got some others, some pintails and mallards and a handful of teal in there as well, and some canvasbacks. But I got those black ducks, and they're all cork, wood heads, wood tails. And if I ever get in an area where I know that there are a lot of black ducks, that's my set. That's what I want to go put out. Hey, I'm always up for a trip, brother. And by the way, you can call me Matt, M-A-T-T. That's fine. I know sometimes it's kind of hard for guys to call somebody another man daddy. So you can call me Matt if you like. I haven't hunted in Maryland in probably 30 years. I know how to get there. Well, let's see here. We're going on an hour. I'll take a chance. Anybody want to come up here with me? Hey, Tub. How you doing? Wyatt, how you doing? Shiner, how you? Welcome back. Anybody want to come up with me today? I just have one rule. Let's keep it civil and let's keep it the language at a minimum. I do have kids that are watching tonight. Anybody want to come up? There you go. I just put the link in the chat. So if y'all want to come up, somebody wants to come up, let's chat. Let's talk. That's awesome, Shiner. I'm going in a couple of weeks, and I got an order in for some fish, so you know what that's going to be like. How long have I been shooting that A5? Yeah, it is a Belgium. It's a 16 gauge standard. I've been shooting it for quite some time. Yeah, the only ice I've drilled in here is getting it out of the refrigerator, put it in my sweet tea. Is Kyle still here? W6, you want to come up with me tonight? Oh, Tubby's coming. Hey, Tub.
Hey, Matt. How are you, bud?
Doing good, man. I'm not used to seeing you without a beard, bro. You got to grow that thing back.
Yeah, I think I'll start. I'm kind of a little scruffy there. I think I'll let it go. Yeah. I'll try not to catch it on fire this time.
Yeah, I got mine hung up in the gun a couple times. My beard hung up in the gun stock a couple times.
That tickles, don't it?
Do what?
I said that tickles, don't it?
Oh man, it jerked my head off to the side so hard. Yeah, covered up. No, man, you don't like my little crew cut there out.
I need to get a trim. I'm starting to get a little shaggy happening here, but I used to do it. Well, I did it last time too. Well, a number of years ago now. I worked with a young lady that she passed away of cancer, and at the time, they decided to do kind of like a benefit in her name, and they did a donation thing where we worked. And my hair was starting to get long. I just got lazy and hadn't bothered cutting it. And they had asked a bunch of girls if they would cut their hair and donate and do a fundraiser.
Hang on a second. Backbone, welcome to the channel. Thanks for coming in. But don't ask for people to subscribe. Come in here, get to know us, and get to know us, and if we like what we see, we will support you. But just coming in here and throwing your name out like that, man, it's kind of, I'm just gonna be quite honest, it's kind of rude. Come in here and chat in here a little while and get to know us a little bit.
It's a great bunch of people in here, bud. Just give
we got a lot of good people in here, man. But get to know us a little bit, and then we'll see what we can do, bro. Sorry about that, Wyatt.
No, that's good, man. The young guy, he's a young fella, and they get a little excited, and that's good. That's great that they're excited. But
you know this guy? You know this guy, the Backbone Outdoors?
I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to him. He's a young fella, kind of around maybe a little bit older than Wildman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a young fella.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty sure he picked up my channel a while back there. He was in another live. I can't remember which one it was, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. So
I mean, yeah,
it's
welcome
nice to
to
see the excitement.
welcome in, bro. But
Yeah,
come get to know us a little bit.
yeah. Oh no, it's nice to see the excitement, but there's a way to do
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah. So, and I agree. So yeah. So anyway, so back with the hair thing, the head of HR, she came to me and asked me if I'd be willing to grow my hair out and then lop it all off for the fundraiser, and I said, yeah,
Right.
I'm in. So, I think even on my Facebook page somewhere, my hair is down to about the middle of my back.
Oh.
And when we did the fundraiser and everything, the girls took me upstairs one day and hung me upside down and teased the heck out of it. And then they took a picture with my hair like all out here somewhere and said, help our ops guy get a haircut, and all the donations they were going to match to get my hair cut. And then we donated the hair to Locks of Love.
Yeah.
To make wigs. And so ever since then, I usually just grow it out till it's long enough to cut it off, and then I take her down to the bark and then do her all over again. So yeah, so it's kind of just something I've done for a while, and so when it starts to get longer like this, I don't generally get too excited about it, and I just let her go and then lop her all off. So
Hey Scott, how you doing, buddy? Welcome. Yeah, I during the duck season, I don't get a haircut, and I started having these little curls coming out, look like little horns, and I said, and I'm like, man, I am not cutting this. This is, I'm letting this go.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, so
I just came in. So what were we chatting about, Matt?
we're talking about ducks. Go figure. Go figure.
No, that's great.
Yeah, I always try sometimes to go somewhere else, just to see what everybody's doing. But somebody will ask a question, and of course, me being me and this passion I have, I just start going into it. I start diving right into it, and I can't ever get out.
It's good though, because in all honesty, you are you are absolutely the most knowledgeable man I've ever met when it comes to ducks, duck hunting, anything to do duck related, habitat wise. I mean,
Well, thank you, buddy.
You are an absolute wealth of knowledge, and we greatly appreciate all the help.
Yeah, it'd been. I think I'd have been pretty. I think I would have been more obnoxious had I went to school for it. But all of this is what I've been learning over the years.
Yeah. Sorry about the lighting, guys. I was just out in my garage, kind of milling around a little bit. I've got. I picked up 14 10-foot rebars to make some drowning rods for next trapping season. And so I've got to cut a couple of them up into stakes for the drowners, and I just acquired a half a dozen number 4 long springs to attach to the drowning rods. So I may even try to make a video of me making the drowning rods. I don't know. I don't have a whole heck of a lot of content right now, so I'm kind of grasping at straws. I don't know if anybody wants to see my terrible welding skills or not.
Yeah. Hang on. Well, the Bignell bunch is in the house.
Hey.
I hope y'all are doing good with the flooding. I did show your picture, Jay, that you showed me of your office where you work out of, all underwater. Let's see here. Oh, and Joy's here with Scott. That's cool.
Hi, Joy and Scott. I can't see the chat, so I'm missing.
Okay.
I know I can switch it over, but I guess it just means I can't see my own ugly mug, and that's probably not a bad thing.
That's up to you, bro.
Let's see if I can catch up a little bit here on some of the chat.
Yeah. Al was saying he wants to make fun of your skills.
I'll tell you what, it ain't pretty, but it ain't gonna come unstuck.
It ain't gonna come. Yeah, I got to do some work. I got I got to do some work to my boat trailer and my motor. I I don't know if y'all ever seen. I've got a Go Devil mud motor. NT, how you doing?
Evening NT.
But on the back end of it, there's a cover, a screwed in cover, and it's got gasket material, to keep for all the gears and stuff. And undoubtedly, I'm leaking a little bit, and I get water in it. But down below, there's a screw, square-headed screw that goes in that you can take out and it drains all the water out.
Okay.
Well, I went in there to take it out to drain the water during the duck season because I didn't have time to, I was busy. I was duck hunting, and I didn't have time to reseal everything. And dadgummit, I put the wrench on that thing, and I stripped it. I stripped it off, and so now I've tried to use an easy out. So I've got to I got to drill it. I got to drill the thing out, and it's gonna. y'all gonna hear some words. It's a good thing I'm not putting that on video because you will hear some words.
Yeah, we have a saying there at work where the average 5-minute job is one broken bolt away from 6 hours of heck.
Yeah.
Mark J. Larson, hi bud.
Just going to give a huge shout out to Becca, aka Mud Tramp. Thanks for all the hard work you're doing tonight. I really do appreciate it.
Man, that gal is amazing.
She is. But no, we were talking ducks, we were talking turkeys, we were talking lack of ammo.
You guys are having a heck of a time with ammo, I hear, eh?
Oh, I went in today and I was working out of town, and when I finished up, there was a shop right down the road, and I ran in there like real quick. Took me, I wasn't even there 10 minutes. And I went back to the gun counter. I said, "You have any 16 gauge shells whatsoever? I don't care if it's bird shot, duck shot, or turkey loads. I just, do you have any?" And he looked at me and says, "That's all I have." And he had like 5 or 6 boxes of steel shot for ducks. Right. And that was in the 12 gauge. He didn't have anything in the 16.
Wow.
Nothing.
Is we always have a hard time getting 16 around here. 12 and 20 is not usually an issue. 12 for sure, no problem. 20 gauge isn't usually an issue. 16 is a hard commodity anytime around here.
It is here too, because it's not a very popular gun to begin with. No, but it's still one of the best guns out there. Because it's light enough to feel like a 20, and yet it's still got enough punch like a 12. And I love mine, but I was just running out of shells. That's the only reason why I switched over. And I said, I need to slow down a little bit.
I've got an old bolt action 16 gauge that I don't even know what to make of it is, to be honest with you. We bought it my dad bought it years and years ago as a camp gun.
Yeah.
We stuck it in the camp when we were up there for a case of bear decided to come for a visit, and you had to uninvite him. And it was a great little gun though. It not a whole lot of recoil, but all kinds of punch if you needed it. So
NT was saying that they got a 2-box limit. The store I went into, NT, today, they have a 1-box limit. 1 box. That's it.
Wow.
Any caliber, any gauge, doesn't matter. You can only get 1 box.
Sheesh.
W6, I want to try Boss so bad. I can't stand it. I have been shooting. In my 16 gauge, because it's so old, the only thing I will shoot is bismuth out of it, that and lead. But I've been shooting the heavy shot bismuth, and I've been doing pretty good with it. But I have been wanting to try Boss.
What is that, a brand?
Yeah, it's a brand. It's
Okay.
strictly bismuth, and I have yet to shoot it. But everybody I talk to says that it is the best. It is absolutely the best when it comes to killing ducks. Do I ID shotgun shells after the writing wears off? Nope. I just keep them in a box that they came in until I use them all up.
I got a kind of a funny story about writing coming off of shells. So what we used to do up north, because I grew up in northern Ontario, right, is we would go to the duck pond in the morning. We had a blind set up. We'd go in the dark, set up the decoys, wait in the blind until shooting light, and just have a ball with ring necks and gadwalls and the odd mallard, and then when we were done that, we'd drive the old logging roads and stuff looking for birds and bunnies and jump shooting ponds for the afternoon, and then we go back to the big pond for an evening shoot. Just make a whole day of it.
Yeah.
And I used to run, back then I only used to run Remington shells in my old 870. And it was really the only reason was they just seemed to pattern the best in that gun.
Right. Yeah.
So it was no, there was just, they had the best pattern for me. So I just kept buying Remington ammo. And of course, Remington ammo was all green. Right.
Right.
At least for the shotgun shells anyway. Right. So I used to use 2 3/4 inch number 6 for the birds and bunnies. And I used to run a 3-inch mag for ducks and geese in, I don't know, probably a number 2. And so we did our pond hunt in the morning, and we were walking this old trail for birds shortly after the hunt. And of course, you've got your shells in your pocket, right?
Right.
Well, this bush chicken ran across the trail in front of me. So we just got out of the truck. I'd only taken 10 steps into the bush. So I reached in my pocket, grabbed a green shell, fired it out in the tube, whacked her up. This chicken was running through the ferns, and I pulled up, and instead of pop, the gun went kaboom, and all the ferns laid down. Well, I had put a number 3 in instead of a bird shot. Oh, let me tell you, that chicken was pre-plucked.
Yeah.
So after that, I started keeping my duck ammo separate from my
Yeah. Let's see here. W6. Yeah, it's still weird shooting 2 3/4 shells for W6. When I came into the duck hunting scene, we were shooting lead, and our favorite shell was a Winchester Western Winchester Western Super X 2 3/4 inch number 5. So I'm thinking, and it patterned. I'm thinking that the Boss 2 3/4 number 5 would be right back to where I was when I first started duck hunting. Let's see here.
Does bismuth matter, like with the heavier stuff? You mean?
Do what? I'm sorry.
For the steel?
No, teal. I know. I try to shoot the lightest load I can find.
Okay.
A 5 or, I mean, all we can get 6s and 4s, and for teal during the early teal season, I shoot my 20 gauge.
Okay.
And I have, I can get 4s and 6s. Well, used to be able to.
Yeah.
4s and 6s pretty easily. Prefer 6s, but
yeah. See, around here,
if I got to shoot my 12 gauge for teal, let's say I run out of 20 gauge shells, I got 2 3/4
okay
6s that I hunt with them.
We can't get around here. It's dang near impossible to get like anything lighter than a number 4 for steel shot.
Really?
We can get like what we use for doves, because here, I'm not sure about where you guys are, but here they're considered a migratory game bird.
What is it, doves?
For dove, yeah.
Yeah, same here.
So we have to run steel for doves as well. And
Ooh.
Challenger brand is one of the more common ones around here we can get. And we can get those in a 7.5.
Right.
But when you start to get into the like for ducks and stuff, number 4 is about as low as you can find. And for the regular run of the mill steel shot, I started running 3-inch. It's all I'll run now.
Houston, really? Hold on one second. Houston Taylor, boss didn't paddle worth a dang out of his Stoger 20. Friend of mine had the same problem with his 870. Really? Okay. I will say you are the first person that said they didn't pattern well. I'm serious. You're the first person that I've heard that the boss ammo didn't pattern good. But we can, yeah, I'm like with NT, we can still use lead for doves.
Okay.
I know that I think Boss now makes a 7.5 bismuth, which I think would be absolutely perfect for teal and medium-sized ducks.
Okay.
Got to choke it tight. Okay. Yeah, I use it. W6 is right. I use a pretty tight choke. I very seldom put an improved cylinder in my gun. I'm either shooting modified, and like my 16 gauge, it's a standard, it's a fixed barrel, so it's a fixed choke.
Okay.
So it's full.
Okay.
So I'm on them tight.
Yeah, I run a modified in mine too.
Yeah, I normally run a full choke. I mean,
the time I swap out the choke is turkey season, and I bought I have a Carlson choke for turkey season, but beyond that, I always run a modified for everything else.
Right. Yeah. I use for turkeys. I have on my 12. I shoot my 12. I got a Browning silver, and that's what I usually hunt turkeys with.
Nice.
I was using my Benelli because it's got a 26-inch barrel, but been having some issues with it, and I really need to take it to the gunsmith. But I have been on my Browning silver 12 gauge. I've been running a Primos tube, and it has patterned every shell I have put in it and patterned it well. So nice. I've killed way too many turkeys not to go around switching to something. I think I'm gonna switch chokes this year. Why? I'm shooting turkeys every time.
Yeah.
I don't shoot them every time I go, but when I get them in range, and I don't try to make long shots. I want that bird as close. And same with ducks and geese. I want them as close as I can get. And if I think they're out of range, then I won't even pull up on them. Yeah, I won't even do it. I just nope. I'm not even gonna try it.
I've got to be honest with you. When it comes to ducks and geese, I like them in my lap, no doubt about it.
Yep.
I have taken a pretty good poke at some turkeys, but after some quite a bit of patterning, so I know what that gun was doing. That especially my 870, that new Celerity I got. I need to do some more patterning with it now that I've got it back finally. But that old 870, man, there was a couple of years there where that was the only gun I carried even for deer. When deer came the smooth barrel and went a rifled slug barrel, and I shot deer with it. So, but that old 870, man, that thing's been it's literally had thousands and thousands of rounds put out of it.
Yeah.
And the only time it's ever let me down was me missing. Wasn't the gun. So, I mean, but that I had an Undertaker choke tube for turkey hunting, and my longest shot on a turkey was 53 yards.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't even. I wouldn't even.
I didn't realize it was at 53 yards at the time. The field, and I don't know, maybe you guys can call BS if you like, but the field kind of did one of these and it just made it look closer than he was. But when we paced it off,
Yeah,
I got to 53. So that's the longest shot on a bird I've made. But I would prefer 20 yards and closer.
Yeah, the last bird I shot, last turkey I shot, it's been 3 or 4 years ago, and because most of my property that I can hunt, and it seems like it's been underwater for the past 3 years because of all the rain we've been getting this time of year. But the last bird I shot, my son was poking me, yelling, "Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it!" And I said, "It's not close enough." And he was mad when I finally pulled the trigger. Uh, I stood up and reached out with a gun and just tapped him on the head. I said, I want him close. I had the wad stuck in his goozle.
Oh, yeah, that was close.
I want him close. I want him coming in.
I think the closest one I shot was 7 yards.
Yeah,
that was as close as I let him come.
I have one time. I didn't realize I had roosted the turkey the night before, and I got in there and I got in and got set up way before day. I mean, almost 2 hours before daylight. I had to sneak into this place, and I stuck that decoy down, and it got off about 10 yards off of it, and I'm sitting there, and undoubtedly that bird had moved to another tree. And when that morning, as the morning was unfolding, I was picking up my slate, and I messed up. I mean, honestly, because when I hit the turkey call, it sounded like something squalling. It didn't sound like a turkey. But he hammered, and he was 5 yards in a tree right above. He was right above me. I mean, literally right there. And I'm sitting there, and I went, "Oh crap!" Finally, when he decided to come down, there was no glide. He just came down, whack, and I mean, he was right there. I mean,
wow.
Right. I mean, right. He was in between me and the hen decoy, and I was wasn't but 10 yards from him, and he sat there and he puffed up, and I hit the call one, and he turned around like, what the heck? And when he did, I drilled him, and like I said, that wadding, it's not the first time I've stuck, but that wadding was stuck in his goozle. It was right there. I mean,
I had a similar experience, but it didn't go like that for me. We had
one second. Take care, Rob. Be good. Thanks for coming in.
Later, Scott. I think I saw Scott headed out too. He may already be gone.
Okay, I missed him.
We had put the birds to bed the night before too, and was like, I know exactly where we're going in the morning. We're going to be 80 yards from where they're roosted, and it's going to be just mwah.
Yep.
And we snuck in there as quiet as we could, and I had my cousin with me and his brother. So we were in a blind, and then we stuck his brother beside us, beside the blind, under a tree, and he was just sitting on a like a little stool, right? And so now, we've made a little bit of noise setting up the blind and the portable blind and everything, and we just sat quiet for a few minutes, and the sun was just starting to come up. So I did a couple of soft tree yelps, and literally right above our heads.
Yep.
What in the heck is he doing up there? So, but unfortunately, when he came down, he was having none of it. He hit the ground and he was gone because we had set up that blind right underneath him. And
NT asked a question. He said, "Who roost?" I guess he's saying who trees birds the night before, or who goes and sets up in a blind. roosted the birds. I try to roost the birds the night before, but a lot of times my work schedule, I can't get out there, and I have to go and set up, not in a blind, but in the blind. I just go there and I just wait the daylight, and then I start yelping until I can hear one kick off. But I did a video this duck season. Me and another friend of mine were duck hunting, and we were on a pretty good summer. Well, the day before was a pretty good summer duck shoot. It never fails to go back the next day and there's nothing there. But we had 7 gobblers roosting in trees right on the other side of us, and you can hear them on the video. You can hear them just. I'd hit the side of the boat with a boat paddle. I mean, I was having a blast with them. And then, of course, ducks were flying, and I was paying attention to the turkeys.
Yeah. I've been going into a turkey into a field for a hunt, and going in blind. I didn't have a chance to try to put birds to bed or anything, and the truck door slipped out of my hands and slammed.
Oh,
50 yards down the fence line.
yep.
Oh, poop.
I went with probably one of the most premier turkey hunting hunters in my area. I mean, this guy, he thinks, I mean, it's all about the turkeys for him. He doesn't deer hunt. He doesn't duck hunt. He doesn't shoot doves. He doesn't even fish. He turkey hunts. He lives for the spring turkey season. And this has been a while back, but he called me one day and he said, "Would you like to go?" And I mean, to go hunt with him is a treat. So I met him and got to his house. He said, "We're going to take your truck because I'm having issues with mine." And I said, "Well," I laughed. I said, "Well, that's the only reason you wanted me to go, because you knew my truck was running." And so I said, "Did you roost any the night before?" He said, "No, we're gonna go in the blind and just kind of walk around." Well, we got there and I parked the truck, got out, was being real quiet, and I pushed the doors down, and I had the keys in my hand, and I was sticking them in my pocket, and my thumb hit the lock.
Oh no!
And 30 yards down the road, we shot that turkey. I sat right in front of the truck. My back brace was the front of the truck, and we still shot that turkey.
Oh my goodness!
We still shot that bird. I sat right there. I said, "I like this kind of hunting, and I ain't got to leave the truck."
Oh man, we got a bird one time. We were driving around. We had gone for the morning sit where we had put birds to bed and everything. It just didn't work out. So we decided to do a little bit of scouting for the afternoon hunt. And we dang near hit a bird crossing the road in front of us. It came up out of the ditch, really nice, good size, mature tom. And at the time, my dad was still with us, and it was me and my hunting buddy and my dad. We were trying to get my dad his first bird. And as a joke, my dad said, "Wow, well, we know where there's a tom. It'd be nice if we had permission there." And my buddy turned to us and said, "Well, I do have permission there." He said, "Let's circle around and see if we can get in on that bird." So we did. We went up to around this next side road and circled back, and we set up. And I think I called 3 series of calls, and that tom went right to my buddy.
Yeah.
But funny though, like killed him right after almost running him over on the road.
If anybody else wants to get online, get on with us, I just dropped the link down. Mark, NT, y'all want to come on up? But yeah, NT, I know what you're saying. This little piece of property that I have, it's only about 20, maybe 30 acres, and I can get birds to gobble in the tree, but as soon as they hit the ground, quiet. And the only way to hunt them is to sit there all day and make a soft yelp every now and then, about every 45 minutes to an hour. Just a soft yelp, and just sit there, because they're going to come through. But but they just go quiet.
I
have yet to kill a strutting gobbler in that place. I've shot some birds out of there, but I've yet to get one to strut for me. It's they come walking through, hit the call one time, make them stop, and then pop them, because you're not going to get another shot.
I've shot some really nice toms that never made a sound. Just sudden they were right in front of you, and it was like, where in the heck did you come from? And I've also found that late in the season, and maybe you've ran into this too, because our season here is like a month and a week long. So it opens up April 25th and it ends at the end of May. But that's all we have until the fall hunt. Like there's no, I noticed, I'm not sure what states they were now, but I've noticed some guys, they've got a very liberal, like they've got a week for this and a week for that and a week for this. And we just have the one season. Bow or shotgun doesn't matter, bow or shotgun, but we only have the one season in the spring. But later in the season, I found it very advantageous.
Hey,
Mark,
what's up, guys?
To wait.
Gander Mountain. Just Gander Mountain. I mean, just punch it up right there.
How you guys doing?
Doing well.
Feel good, man. I'm digging your beard, man. I got to figure a way to straighten that bad boy out.
I don't know. I don't do anything special. I tried to help that. All I do is get up in the morning, brush it out, and every time I take a shower, I brush it. That's all I do. Other than that, drink beer and let it grow.
I hear that. Let's see. NTS question: do you prefer to hunt the field or the timber, Wyatt?
I'll tell you what. I hunt wherever the situation calls for. I've had some very good success in the timber, and I've had some very good success in the field. So what I found was, if you're having a hard time either putting the birds to bed or they're henned up, I'll head to the woods. And once they fly down off the roost, if they're taken off with those hens, a lot of the time they turn around and go right back into the woods. And if you're in there to intercept them, that's when you can get a really nice tom. And then there's other times where you're just not seeing them in the field, so I'll just go to the woods. And 9 times out of 10, I won't even put up a decoy.
Right.
Sit on the ground.
Mark, you prefer timber or fields?
A little bit of both. I see I got a light in the background here.
That's all right.
I don't know what happened here. I had you on my laptop here so I could see the chat, and I don't know. But no, I mean, a lot of times I put, everywhere I turn, there's a freaking light. But
like a rock star.
I'm out in my garage right now. I'm trying to get my Jeep. Let me try to put the light behind my head here. I had to put the back seats back in my Jeep. I'm trying to get it all cleaned out from trapping season. It was a hell of a mess back there. But I got it all vacuumed out and got the back seats put in. But I typically put my my ground blind in a field, actually, or on a field edge, because where I hunt, there's always, I mean, it's been good to me the last few years. If I get out there and put the decoys out, usually they always come out into this field to feed, and then they'll see the decoys, or I can call them in, but that's the way I've been doing it.
Right.
And even this year I had one blind in the timber where I seen them crossing the road a couple times, and I got them. You got a beard there.
Yeah.
Too bad that you got yours burned off. That sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me.
The little piece of property that I have is all timber. It's all pines. It's got a little bit of hardwood in it, but it's mostly pine. I do have another place that's does have a mixture of pine and oak, but it has a small field on it. So it's kind of what the birds are doing. But I've been hunting up in a swamp here lately, so it's all woods. And I mean, when I say a swamp, you got to take a boat to it. I gotta run my boat up and get, when the water's right, when these islands appear, throughout these ridges, and then I have to get out. I have to leave extra early because that motor is going to be loud. It's going to, make them nervous. But I hunt the swamps, and if I can get them, if I can hear them on the roost, and they fly down, I got them. They're mine. Yeah, I mean, because they're coming straight to me.
I got to ask you something there, Daddy Duck. Why do you call the wood ducks summer ducks? What's
okay? It's just I guess a regional thing. Especially when I was growing up, I mean, we all called them summer ducks. That's what we called them because they're here all year long. We have a huge population during the spring and summer that nest here, and so they're here during the summertime. You see them all year long. So
right.
it's just we call it my dad called them summer ducks. His friends called them summer ducks. I have to catch myself sometimes when I say it because I know a lot of people don't understand what I'm talking about, But that's it because they're here all summer and they're,
right. I knew that's what they were when you talk about it, but I just always wondered what the reason behind it was.
Summer. They're here. I mean, a lot of video that I get of summer ducks flying, I'll get them during the summertime, or swimming around or whatnot. I get all that video, and then I just kind of piece it into different videos. But that's, right. I mean, that's really what it is.
I don't know. They're pretty good eating. I like the summer ducks for eating.
Oh.
Almost as good as mallards. I mean, I don't know. They're both right there at the top of my list.
If I had a choice, if you put a mallard in front of me to eat or a summer duck in front of me, I'm gonna hit that summer duck hard. It's gonna look like a coyote done got a hold of it. There ain't gonna be nothing left of it. I'll eat the feet off of them. I mean,
there's just not as much to them, I guess, as a mallard, but guys, they're good.
Oh, they're delicious.
Yeah. Charlie,
do you have ticks? Yes, we got ticks all over. How do I combat them? I pull them off. I mean, I come home when I come out of the woods from a turkey hunt. I go in the garage and I shut the garage door down and I strip. I completely strip. And if my wife's home, I get a tick check.
Great image. Thanks for that image.
Yeah, well, it's the beard. Don't fear it.
So at home, do you stand over a mirror, or how does that work?
I get out there and I just, well, okay, I'm good.
Another image I didn't want to think about.
Oh, it gets nervous I get nervous when she breaks out the lighter, especially the big homes now with the big,
I bet Tubby guy gets real nervous now.
Yeah.
He's been through it.
Oh.
We're pretty lucky. We don't have ticks too bad here. I've never come home with one. Never.
I get them almost every time I go turkey hunting or mushroom hunting or whatever in the spring. I mean, we got them bad. Even on the deer, I mean, deer hunting. I shot one deer 2 years ago, brought it home, hung it in the garage. Next morning I come out. I mean, I kept it, around 35, 40 degrees in the garage. I looked at it. It looked like, they're just coming out of that deer. I took the shot back out there and started taking them off that deer.
Did you see what Rebecca wrote?
I just saw that.
So that's where the check you for tick song came from. That's right.
Yeah. It sounds like it. I think that's where it came from.
But yeah, I mean, I just do it. I hate putting repellent on. And I'll tell you why. I've had shotguns that I've had repellent you spray in your hand, and you put on your face like for mosquitoes and whatnot.
It'll ruin the finish.
If it's got that DEET in it, it will eat the finish off of a gun. It will.
If you have a wood stock gun.
It will melt a stock and a forearm.
Right.
So for me, I do two things for mosquitoes. I'm not sponsored by them. I wish I was, but Thermacell.
Yeah.
When I'm turkey hunting, I carry two Thermacells. I put one on my right, one on my left, right there.
I use one too. Yeah, they're a great product.
And then if during the early teal season, when we're shooting blue wings when they come in, if I don't have a Thermacell, I got a box of dryer sheets, and I'll take that dryer sheet and I'll fold it into the back of my hat right in here.
I never heard of that.
And put that on there, and it will repel mosquitoes.
We've done that for black flies. Get real bad around here.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, they're just, you can't hardly take a breath without getting them.
Get bad. They're like birds up there, ain't they?
Yeah.
Damn.
I had heard about it. I had heard from some other duck hunters and guys that spend a lot of time in the outdoors about taking the dryer sheets. But when I went up to Alberta about, I don't know, eight years ago to go duck hunting, it was just a little bit of a warm spell, and I didn't have a Thermacell, and I mean the mosquitoes were bad. And the guide that I was with ran back to his truck and came back with dryer sheets, and of course I thought he was telling me to rub it all over me. He said, all you can do is put them in the back of your hat. And I did. And then we didn't have any more problems. And I was like, this does work. And I mean, so.
And NT Outdoors is saying that Sawyer's, he doesn't think it has DEET in it. So.
Who's saying that?
NT Outdoors.
Oh, MT? Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for that, NT.
Yeah. I missed it. Sorry, I was running my mouth.
It just came up.
I see it now.
Oh,
yeah, I've been using a product called Buggins or something like that. Yeah. It's I don't think it has DEET in it either, but they sell it at the sporting goods store here in town where I live, and it smells like vanilla almost or something. It's got a good smell to it, but it really works for the mosquitoes.
I know that Avon makes a product called Skin So Soft.
Yeah.
And I've used it, but I can't use it when I'm hunting, especially for deer or anything, because they can smell it. But but it really works. It works for mosquitoes, deer flies, gnats, anything.
Yeah,
how you doing, buddy? Welcome.
I was using that other stuff when it didn't matter, like when I was frog gigging or fishing or even turkey hunting. They can't. Good thing they can't smell, or you never kill one. But
yeah, really. I guess talking about mosquitoes done got my head itching.
Looks nice, though. I need a haircut really bad. I'm afraid to take my hat off.
Wyatt just took off.
Did we lose him or did he leave?
I think we just lost him.
Oh no.
Wyatt, come back. But yeah, I went in the place the other day and I just said, cut it. And they're like, well, how do you want it cut, sir? And I'm like, just cut it. Knock it off.
Give me one of them 1 month cuts. It'll be good in a month. Yeah, I don't even think my barber still isn't even open, so I got to cut my own, and it's kind of a hack job, but I do better, but it looks pretty good when I put a hat back on.
Yeah, I was getting curls that were coming up. I mean, it was just
it's hard for me to do that because I work in a food plant, and I got to wear a beard net, I got to wear a hair net, and then I got to wear a mask. It sucks.
I guess what Wyatt said. I guess he talked too much.
I don't know what happened to him. He wasn't saying much. I felt like I was holding back. I don't know.
trying to get it. There, I'll put it back up there wide if you want to come back. If anybody else wants to, just come on.
Yeah, I like being on there with him and you. I feel honored to be on there with you and him.
Oh, I don't know why, man.
Well, I'm just saying. I really appreciate you putting me on here.
Oh, not a problem. There he is. Getting back. There he goes.
Oh, it just
Said he got the circle of death.
All three little. I'm looking at all your pretty faces there, and everything just went to the little circle of death, and then I was gone.
I didn't even know what happened to you. Then pretty soon you were gone.
So,
I thought you didn't like me no more.
Oh heck no.
Well, listen, I need to make a tea run real quick. I'll be right back. Y'all just talk, and I'll be right back.
All right, we'll watch the chat for you. I guess.
Yeah, just watch talk. It's all right.
I'm not very good at it, but I guess Tubby guy's better at it than I am. So are you going to get to do any more trapping here, Tubby guy? I guess I was kind of missed what you were saying earlier.
So I'm really hoping to. I said earlier there was I picked up 14 10-foot half-inch.
I guess I did hear that part. I was in and out vacuuming my Jeep and trying to listen. I had my laptop sitting on the hood of my Jeep.
So hopefully this week I'll get those drowning rods made, and then I'm gonna try and get out after spring beaver and muskrat. A lot of it's going to depend on the weather, how quick spring comes here, because the only place I have to trap right now is you guys saw it there in my trapping videos, but it's a river. I don't have a pond or anything or a lake I can trap.
Hey, hold on one second.
Yeah.
NT's leaving. I don't know if you can see the chat or you probably can't. We'll see you later, NT. Hopefully you get back here.
Take care, NT.
And then NO Ghost Wolf is asking, what's the heaviest turkey you guys got?
My heaviest was just shy of 24 pounds with a 12-inch beard.
Yeah. The heaviest one I got was 26 pounds.
I've had several. I've had a couple 22s. The biggest beard I ever shot was 10. So
yeah, I got a bunch of beards and stuff hanging. I don't know that I really measured them, but I know 2 years ago the heaviest turkey I shot was 26 pounds, and I don't know. I'll be lucky to beat that one.
My 23, well, just about 24 was the first bird I ever shot, and I've never come.
Right.
Oh, that'll mess you up for life.
Yeah.
The day before I did that, my twin brother shot one that was 24 pounds, and I was like, wow. We had kind of a bet going on, and I'm like, man, I'll never be able to beat that. And then the next day I shot one that was 26. So
my goodness, that is a beast.
Yeah, it was a big bird.
Yeah.
And that was like what you were saying with the shooting that one at 53 yards or whatever it was. I shot that one at like 50 yards. That was the first year I started hunting with that. I got a Stoger 3.5-inch semi-auto.
Okay, yeah.
And I was using them Longbeard 3.5-inch number 5s. And I mean, it was just the closest shot I was going to get. He was going across like a little ridge on the top of the field. I was in the field, and it was either do or don't, and so I thought maybe he was out of range, but I tried it and it dumped him right at about 50 yards.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all this. Do you just breast your turkeys out, or do you pick them whole?
Go ahead, Tubby guy.
I was just waiting on you, brother.
I'll go after you.
I set up a canning pot on my barbecue, and I scald them and I pluck them, and then
Really?
And generally what I do is I've really gotten into the last few years. I like to deep fry them things, and my goodness, is it good?
Oh yeah.
And then the other way I'll do it is just like a Christmas turkey in the oven. Just do a stuffing and stick them in the oven. So
that would be good, I guess, if you scald them like that. But if you skin them and then try to deep fry them, you're done. I mean,
yeah.
No.
There's no. But I just usually breast them, and then I'll take the legs, the back legs, and the
Well, they only got two, so I'm sorry. I said they only got two.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Somebody put a meme out the other day. The back leg, the chicken on Facebook. It had a package of chicken says back legs only. I'm like, well, they only got 2. I'm sorry, brother.
You got me there. Oh, you got me pretty good. That's a good one. That's one. You got me. But I'll get you back. But
I'm waiting.
But I'll take the back legs and the thighs off, and then I'll usually put them in the crock pot and then pick them for soup or
Right.
something like that. And then usually I just cut the breast into strips and better it and deep fry it that way.
Deep fry it.
And then sometimes we'll even take the whole carcass after we're done with that, and we'll put it in the pressure cooker and cook it down and make our own broth and everything like that. Me and my brother did that. But we try not to waste too much of it.
Right. I breast them out and usually smoke the breast. I'll sit there and smoke those and the legs and the thighs. I'll smoke them on occasion, but my son really likes them deep fried, and he'll take, I mean, the whole quarter. He'll sit there and just gnaw on it. And I'm like, okay, go ahead.
I love cutting the breast into strips or chunks and just battering and deep frying it.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so tender, so juicy, just delicious.
We've done that. I've done that a couple of times too. The kids, the turkey nuggets, the kids they just loved it.
I'm about ready to go get some out of the freezer right now. Keep talking about it.
Yeah.
Freezer Bound Outdoors is in the house.
Hey, Freezer Bound.
Hey, Freezer Bound.
Watched their live last night.
Yeah, I missed it, unfortunately.
Man, I am not getting any notifications. It's just I happen to see somebody on and I jump on, but I'm not getting notifications. I've checked everybody that I'm supporting and have double checked the bells and everything, but I'm just not getting. I don't know what's going on.
It's been weird. I've had a whole bunch lately. Freezer Bound was one of them, so I kind of owe them a little bit of an apology because they're a great bunch of guys and gals. But I was wondering why they weren't posting. I was seeing the odd thing on Facebook a little bit here and there, and I was like, I was on I was in one of their lives a little while ago, and it was like, that's weird. They were talking about posting some stuff, and I wasn't seeing anything. I wasn't seeing anything, and then I said to heck with it. And I just happened to I called it up in the search, and my notifications were turned off for them, and I didn't do it. And I've noticed that for a bunch.
I noticed that too on a couple of mine. I mean, I went back and I know I had them pegged, to notify me, and it would, and I had to hit it again and hit the notify all. But I mean, it was showing notify all, but I had to touch it again. I don't get it.
Oh, see, in my case, I even had to unsubscribe. It just had the X through it, like where you don't want any notifications.
Right.
And then it came up, it said something about like content made for kids or something. So I had to unsubscribe, resubscribe, and then hit the bell, and then I could see what they had posted.
Yeah, I've never had that part, but
yeah, I've never had that.
Sometimes it's weird. I noticed that, but it hasn't happened to me a lot because it seems like every 2 seconds my phone's getting notified that there's another video up.
So many,
which is a good thing. I mean, that means I just got a lot of friends. So
I'm having I'm keeping up with everybody, and everybody knows we all try to support each other as much as we can, and I think I'm about a day behind now. It's good.
It's hard to do, but I mean, I try to do it every single day. I try to make sure I watch everybody's stuff, But
well, there he goes. He just fell. Man down.
Phone fell down on me.
All right, Charlie, you take care of yourself, brother. Thanks for coming in.
Take care, Charlie.
Yeah, see you, Charlie.
I
don't know what I did to my laptop.
I am so far behind. I took the weekend. This past weekend, and I went out and did 3 videos and got content enough for 3 videos, separate videos. and I got up this morning and went to work. And while I was working, I always try to catch up. I was like, oh goodness,
Yeah.
I am so far behind.
I spend a ridiculous amount of time on my phone, and I mean, I get so much support from everybody that I try to support everybody back as quickly as I can. But like my typical day, I think I said this on a live the other day. I get up at 4:30 in the morning to start getting ready for work, and as soon as my feet hit the floor, I'm running videos, and
Yep.
that lasts until I start my shift. And when I get home, I walk in the door and I start running videos until I go to bed. And unless I go on a live like tonight with you or whatever, I'm watching videos till it's time to go to bed.
Yeah, I'm doing the same.
I'm pretty much doing the same thing. I'm trying to work on height. I got my laptop down there. I was out here in the garage working. I got my laptop sitting here on my hood of my Jeep so I could listen to you guys while I was cleaning that out. And
yeah.
So I try to keep up with everybody. I went through all my notifications when I got off work before I started doing anything and tried to run through everybody's videos and watch all them. And
and I like, for me, I understand, if somebody can't watch, because we all have lives.
Wow.
Right.
We all have a lot, things we got to do at home. And I mean, here sometime this week, I got to start on my yard. I mean,
don't even say that. I don't even want to hear that.
I'm 75, 80 degrees. I got weeds growing everywhere. I got to start working on the yard. I just finished up my shed.
I almost don't even want to see the snow go because I hate mowing worse than shoveling snow.
Yeah. I've still got at least a foot of snow covering my mess, so I'm good for a little while.
I'm about half and half on the snow. Sunfish Assassin is in here. He just come in.
Yeah, Sunfish. Hey, Sunfish, how you doing, buddy?
He's a pretty good channel. I just started watching him. He's a pretty good channel.
Yeah.
Did he have a live tonight too? Was that Sunfish?
I'm not
sure. If he did, I didn't get a notification.
Yeah.
If he did it was but while this one was going on, because I didn't see that either.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was him or not.
I mean, I have to say, if I know he may still be listening, but Cody from After 5 is probably one of my best friends on here, and he went live. He hadn't called me and told me he was doing it, because I never got the notification, even when he went live, and I knew he was live. I still never got the notification.
Wild. I've heard that a lot of guys aren't, like, I'm getting the notifications all right, but it's trying to divide the time.
Yeah.
And then I was on a phone call for a little while and I missed somebody. I can't remember who that was, but and then I went on again. I was watching a video and I had something pop up and I saw that you were live. So I was like, well, heck, I got to go see Matt.
I appreciate it. Are any of y'all having problems losing people? Because I'll gain like 4 or 5 and then I'll lose 7 or 8.
Matt, I'm going to tell you something, buddy. When I got to around 800 subscribers, especially when I got to around 850, I stayed at 850 for the longest time. I would get 4 new subscribers and I'd get up in the morning and I'd have lost 6. And then I'd go back again and then I'd gain 2 or 3 back and I'd lose 2 or 3 in the next day. And then that happened for 2 or 3 months. I was like, what in the world am I doing wrong? Like, but it's not, I think it's got more to do with the way that YT is doing things these days than is
right.
It's got nothing to do with your content or anything like that. It's they seem to be kicking out inactive accounts, and you'll notice it, especially now that you're up there too, right? For subscribers.
Well, I'm back down to about 940, 941, 42. And I mean
they start. I've heard that they're kicking out the inactive ones. So if they haven't watched your channel in a while, hitting the boot. How much truth there is to that? Well, that remains to be seen. But it happened to me too, bud. For a good couple of months, and then I seem to get over the hump, and then but I'm still I've still lost and gained the last couple of weeks. I've still lost and gained the same way, you know, like I gain a couple and lose a couple and gain a couple and lose a couple. And it just seems the way it's going.
Sorry about that.
No problem, Mark. Welcome back. And we knew you went down. And
I was trying to move some stuff around, and then I hit something on my phone, and
no touchy.
I was trying to get away from all these lights, and no matter where I turn this.
You got to. The nice thing about it is it doesn't matter which way you turn. We always get your good side, buddy.
Oh, is that right? Thank you.
That's it.
Appreciate it. Here, maybe this will work better.
We get that massive beard, that straight beard.
There, that's better. Point it towards the front of the garage. There's no lights up there.
Let's see. Houston Taylor said the biggest turkey he's killed is
17.
Am I looking at that right? It's 17.
Wow.
9/16 beard.
Boy, he'd have to be tripping over that. I mean,
oh goodness,
that'd be dragging. I can't believe he didn't wear that one off. That's incredible.
That's impressive.
Said it's a South Carolina state record.
Yeah.
Wow.
It would be.
Yeah, no kidding.
Be any state record, I think.
I've never seen one like that. That's for sure.
I was just shy of a pound on that fish right there being a state record.
Which one? The bass?
This one right here.
Right
there.
Oh, okay. I see.
Is it a bass?
Yeah, it's a bass. 14 pounds, 13 ounces.
Holy Christ.
Wow, that's a nice bass.
Yeah, I'd say.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I caught that fish on a top water lure. On a Zara spook.
Wow, that had to be amazing.
I think the record at the time was 16.2. And I'm quite sure that this fish was well over 15 when I caught it and lost some weight trying to get it back to certified scales.
Wow.
Because I weighed them on my scales on the boat, and it was over 15 pounds. But I had to get it certified, and I went to a grocery store with certified scales, and she weighed in at 14, 13.
That's huge. I've never even came close to that. I think probably 4 or 5 pounds, probably the biggest bass I've ever caught.
Yeah, mine's around 5 pounds. My wife brought in a smallie that was 6.5.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
that's a tank.
I think
it had to probably look like a football.
Oh yeah, it was literally a football. We up north where I'm originally from, we don't even have largemouth that I'm aware of unless they're up there now. But so all we ever fished for, well, we didn't even fish for bass when I was young. They were kind of considered, I don't want to say garbage fish, but they were kind of considered like, you know, if you wanted to get kids hooked on fishing, you took them out bass fishing.
Right. Oh, really?
They were kind of like smallies up where I come from, were kind of like when you guys go out after bluegill and crappie and whatnot, like you just drop a worm and a hook in and you just pull them out left and right. And so we used to take kids out bass fishing all the time. And I found, like, when I moved into central Ontario is when I started catching largemouth, and last year I really got after them hard, and man, I was having a ball with them. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't treat them with a little more respect when I was younger, but we didn't have largies up there either, right? So
right.
You know, pretty much.
Let's see, MR Duggan is asking, Duggar is asking if we have Merriams. All we have in South Carolina are Eastern. That's all I have.
Same here.
That's all I have here too.
Now, if you're talking about smallmouth, I don't measure smallmouth in pounds because I've never caught one that weighed a pound. So it's inches. Yeah, I mean, it just, you know, we don't. I mean, there's some probably up in the upstate, but I was in Virginia fishing the Rappahannock River, and it was the first time I really got into smallmouth fishing. and I mean they were just small. Caribou Country, welcome.
Hey, Caribou, how you doing, brother?
Sunfish Assassin says 3 years old. I caught a largemouth. He's catch them in diapers, I guess.
Yeah,
that's right.
Good deal.
My girls have all caught some nice largemouth, but we've got quite a few lakes around here that have them. But
I went when I was a teenager. I went down to the lake and I was going to go camping, and I didn't have a boat at the time, so I waded through the swamp. Took all my gear. Took me about 4 or 5 trips. Got to a ridge and got my camp set up. And I fished this little island, wade fishing. You know, snakes, alligators. You name it, they're all over the place. And I caught 10 fish that morning, largemouth bass, 10 fish that probably went about 100 pounds on the 10 fish.
Wow.
And I ate every one of them.
That's healthy.
We used to have a 10 bass limit, and if you didn't catch 50, 60 pounds worth of bass in a day, you weren't fishing.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah. We used to, when I was younger, I haven't done it in quite a while, but there's a small river here. I mean, I used to wade for smallmouth and used to catch some really nice smallmouth just wading and casting to the bank with a little small spinner or something like that. And it used to be fun. Now that I think about it, I should try that again this summer, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. I saw a video not too long ago, a guy in Georgia, and he was fishing the creeks and the swamps, and he was just wading up these creeks or get on the bank and fish, fishing small lures, and he was tearing the bass up. I mean, it was impressive. Just a rod, a little bit of tackle in his pocket, and a stringer to put some fish on. That was it.
I want to take the fly rod out this season and try bass on the fly rod. That would be a hoot.
That's fun.
I've never done any fly fishing, but I'd like to try it sometime. Someday I should try it.
I've got 2 fly rods behind me, and I have one but it's very close. I'm back. Am I back?
Yeah, you were just kind of.
I can hear you.
Am I here?
Oh, there you are. There you are. Could hear you, but you're frozen.
Getting the circle of death there.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Go ahead.
We were fishing when we have mayflies that start to hatch. That's one of the best time to go out for brim, bluegill, that kind of thing. And I was using a fly rod. I had a popping bug, and I was casting up under some trees, and I had a huge fish hit the popping bug. I set the hook, and that fish came out of the water, and it was a striper. And we have landlocked striped bass here, and that fish took everything I had. I could not stop that fish. He took my leader. He took all my fly line. I even had backing on the reel, and he took all I would do was just hanging on like this, is pink and gone.
Oh, no way.
So then you were done. I was done for the day. That's all I had.
He didn't even leave you enough line to keep fishing.
Oh, nope. He took it all.
Oh man.
What do you got there?
I just got this last season. I picked this one up. This one's a Sage LE 610 fly rod.
How long is it?
This one is I have to look. I can't remember now off the top of my head. 9?
9 foot? Okay.
Yeah, 9 foot 6 weight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my first attempts at that is going to be disaster.
Oh, it's fun. You get the hang of it. It is. I think not this week, but next week. Unpaved Explorer, how you doing?
They
Next
Unpaved
week I'm going
Explorer.
fishing with my dad again, and we're going to hit one of our little private ponds that we have. And I'm really trying. I'm really considering taking my fly rod out and doing a little bit after I catch a handful of fish to eat, and then taking the fly rod out and having some fun.
That
So,
sounds like fun.
Oh man, you'll love it. The
oh,
biggest advice I can give you, Mark, is don't try to power it. I think that's the biggest mistake.
Yeah.
I know I did the same thing when I first started fly fishing. Was
Oh, yeah?
you're trying to like just you're not casting a bait caster, right? Like the more you put behind it, the worse it goes for you. Just be smooth. And what I did was I just practiced in my backyard and
Yep.
Just did it there for a while before I got to the river. And then the other thing is just watch your back cast, because I still do it to this day. You get in those trout rivers and you see a rise and you're like, ooh, and you do this and you hang up in the cedar behind you. So, so
It's just a stop.
yeah, it just stopped you and you're just like, what in the fire truck is going on? But
do they backlash? Do they backlash like a bait caster, or what happened when you?
No,
they don't.
No.
Okay.
I tell you the best thing to do to learn on how to learn to fish with a fly rod. Go down to Walmart and go in the sewing section and get you a spool of yarn. Get a spool of yarn. Cost you $3-4. Cut you about 10 feet off that yarn off. Hold one end of it and kind of strip it down just a little bit, and then start learning how to cast with that yarn. If you can cast that yarn, and because all you're doing, it's all in your wrist. It's a little bit in the forearm, but it's mostly in your wrist. And when you start to learn how to cast that yarn out, then pick up your fly rod, and
with
you'll
no weight at all on the end. Then you're saying
no weight,
just the yarn. Oh,
just
wow.
the yarn.
Thanks,
and, I mean,
that's great advice from both of you. Thank you.
You'll look goofy, but if you sit there and do it and learn, my dad taught me how to do it in the living room growing up. That's how he taught me to do it.
Oh,
my grandma would, she always was doing yarn, knitting and stuff. And he went over there and cut me 10 foot off and said, learn how to cast. And I did it in the living room.
And another thing I'll tell you too, Mark, is don't get caught up in the hype, so to speak. You do not need to spend a week's salary on a fly rod.
Good.
But it's funny because, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody, but there's this air around fly fishing, and if you go into a fly store, if you don't spend $1,000 on a fly rod, you're not a fly fisherman, and that just isn't the case.
I'm not a fly fisherman. I'm an elk hunter and a trapper, so I guess I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, no, but I mean, there's an element there where there seems to be this prestige about fly fishing. But
yeah, I know what you're saying.
My first fly rod was a $30 combo from Canadian Tire. Sure what the equivalent there in the States is, but it was a $30 combo. It even came with fly line and a leader, and the only thing I had to do was put some backing on it, and backing doesn't need to be anything spectacular either. You can use at one time I used 20-pound test monofill as my backing, and then
that's
later,
just what's on the reel first. That's what you're.
Yeah, so your backing is like is if you get a nice fish on, that's what when they say you've gotten into your backing, that would
got a
allow
nice
you to
fish.
catch that fish, right?
Okay.
The fly line and then your leader material are what's going to allow you to cast that fly. The backing is what allows you to fight that fish.
And I'll tell you, there's all kinds of fly line out there. It is get the floating, because basically what you're going to be doing is probably fishing popping bugs and small flies. If you're trout fishing, I'm not talking about trout fishing. I'm talking about pan fishing for bluegill, crappie, bass, small bass, even big bass, that kind of thing. I suggest, well, I got braided backing on mine just because I had it, and that's what I put on there. But it's the big, thick braiding, not the thin, that you put on a bait caster. But all my fly liners, what they call double tapered, and you do need to match your fly line to your rod. So if you got like an 8-weight fly rod, you're going to want 8-weight fly line.
Okay.
So
that makes sense. That's pretty easy.
I use what's known as double tapered. So in the center of the fly line is pretty thick, and then it tapers down on each end. And on one end, of course, you're going to attach your leader, and you need to get a good leader. You just can't make a leader out of I mean, I guess some guys do make it out of regular monofilament, but I buy my leaders already pre-made, and then I just.
How long are they normally? I mean, when you buy them leaders, how long are they normally?
It depends on what you're.
It depends. Yeah,
I think
I got some 6-foot leaders in there somewhere.
I don't know if you can you see that, Mark? I don't know if the glare or whatever.
I see it says tapered leader.
Yeah. So these are just leaders you can buy. This happens to be a Streamside brand.
I've seen that part.
So in this case, these ones are 9 feet, and this one's a 5X taper. Your leaders are typically going to be around 9 feet. I think that's a pretty common length. And then you're going to want some tippet material, and you can get just about anything for that as well. Any fly section of anywhere. I don't know. I'm going to assume you have like a Bass Pro or a Cabela's or whatever.
Yeah.
Trying to stay here. That's not it.
Caribou Country asks, so backing can be just any fishing line?
It can be. You're really going to want to like something like this Seagar. It's a tippet material.
Yeah.
You're going to want to get tippet material, and then
that's backing right there.
What I just showed?
Yeah.
No, that was tippet.
Tippet. Okay. Where's the tippet go? At the end of the leader?
Yeah. So you got your tippet material, your leader, then your fly line, then your backing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It sounds complicated, but it really isn't. It's just.
I'm going to see. I'm playing with mine right now. I was going to try to show.
Same thing. You do it. That's okay. Reel it off.
Yeah, I'm the same way, Caribou Country. I'm learning too. So I mean, I'm taking this all in. I'm like a sponge right now because I really want to learn how to do this, and I really appreciate you guys showing us all this.
I mainly trout fish with my fly rod right now, but you can fish any fish you want with it, obviously. But I mean, if you're going to go after big pike or something, you're going to want a heavier weight fly rod.
All right.
For you, for pan fish and for trout, I'd get a 6-weight. I don't know, Matt, what do you think? 6-weight's a nice kind of middle of the road. It'll handle
kind of middle, 6 to 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that yellow, that's the fly line. And I don't know if you can see that.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
That is a braided backing right there.
Okay. And that's what comes right off the reel. That's the first thing on the reel then.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. That's the first thing. So you see, I got a lot of good backing on here.
Okay.
And then
How many yards would you say? How many yards do you think you got a backing on there then? I mean, just a guess.
Probably about 50 yards.
Okay.
Because
I didn't know if it'd be more than that or less.
This is an old fly rod, old fly reel, and actually this rod is fiberglass, and it's kind of a heavier weight, and I kind of use it when I'm bass fishing, because I want a heavier rod, I want a stiffer rod. I'm throwing pretty big popping bugs for bass, and man, I ain't brought this thing out in years. It's nasty. I need to clean it. But so I want as much backing as I can get on it. You know, it doesn't, just to have it. So if I do get a big fish and he does take my fly line, Tubby, I can't remember right off the top of my head because I don't have any packages. But how long is the fly line?
The fly line?
How long? Yeah, just the fly line itself.
Shoot, you know what? I can't remember either.
I can't remember.
The last time I bought fly line, I think it came in 100 yards, but I didn't put that much on. Like,
I think I put it, if it came in 100 yards, I put it all on.
So,
but there's no drag on this. Your hands are the drag. So There's no drag on it whatsoever.
Oh,
so,
okay. Drag.
So when so when you catch a fish, of course I don't have it lined up right, but so when you catch a fish, you're stripping down. That's how you're fighting the fish.
Until you get them on the reel. Yeah. I mean, I've seen some shows with it, and then they strip it like that.
Unless it's a really, really big fish, I very
hardly
seldom
ever get them on the reel.
I very seldom reel. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So this one's a fluger. My other one that I have right now that I run on that rod, I think it's a Cabela, actually just a Cabela's brand. And they both have a drag system. So you can get them with a drag system. And I think the Cabela's one was on sale for like $100 when I bought it. You don't need to spend a crap ton of money on a reel either.
Yeah.
I mean, its main purpose is to hold line, right? So, I do tend to, like, on the smaller, like the little trout that I get a lot of the time, I just strip them in. But I've got some nicer trout that I get them on the reel as quick as I can because I do have the system, right?
Right. Yeah, I got a guy that I work with that he talked about trying to get me into fly fishing this year. So I'm sure he'll be a big help too, but I really appreciate everything you guys have told me too. That's great.
Let's see here. Matthew, I always mess up your last name. I'm not even going to try it. But he's asking, can I do the fancy 8 when casting with a fly? No. I'm just straight up no.
Roaming, I think it might be.
I can basic cast and I can do a roll cast. But no, I can't do
it. Can you see the chat, Tubby?
I can now. What am I looking at here?
Living MN Outdoors says, "Hey Tubby, I'm currently wearing my new shirt."
Oh, awesome! You got it. That's great. I'm glad you got it there.
Good.
Oh man, what the Lord have mercy? Where's the time go, bro, guys?
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, I hate to do this. We got 11 people in here. I got you two guys. I love y'all to death, but I got to get up at 3:30 in the morning and be on the road.
I got to get to bed too. I got to be up at 4:30. So it's
I got to be on the road.
I was actually going to say goodnight, and then we got talking about fly fishing, and that's one of my I love doing that. So so I'm okay with you ending it, bud.
All right, I hate to do it. I really do because we're having so much fun, but
Thanks for all the info, guys.
I appreciate y'all guys coming in.
I hope you get out with that flag here, bud. Matt, thanks for having me. And
Hey, not a problem.
Have a great night, everybody.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Y'all take care. All right, guys. Y'all have a great night tonight, and we will see y'all next time. Next Monday night, 8 o'clock. Y'all have a great evening, and we'll see y'all next time on Natted Up 365.